You may think your vacation home insurance can be set up just like your primary homeowner's policy, but that assumption can create a very expensive gap in your second home insurance coverage. A vacation home or second home comes with a different level of risk. It may sit vacant for longer periods. It may be farther away. And when something goes wrong, you may not know about it right away, which directly impacts how vacation home insurance is written. That means the second home insurance policy you choose matters more than most people realize. Stay with me until the end, because I'm going to walk you through why vacation home insurance needs to be structured differently, where people get this wrong, and what you should review before a claim ever happens. So let's get started. A vacation home, also called a second home, is not insured the same way as a house you live in every day, which is why second home insurance exists as a separate category from standard homeowners insurance. That is because insurance companies evaluate vacation home insurance risk based on 4 criteria: how the property is used, how often it is occupied, how quickly problems can be discovered, and whether the home is rented out to others. And this applies to a lot of people who own vacation homes or seasonal homes. It applies to the family with a lake house, the couple with a beach condo, or the homeowner who kept a property in another state. All of these situations require the right second home insurance setup. If the home is not your main residence, you need to make sure your vacation home insurance policy reflects that. Now let's talk about why this matters so much. Let's be clear. A second home brings different risks. Your primary home is usually occupied on a regular basis, which is why standard homeowners insurance works differently than vacation home insurance. A vacation home is different because it may sit empty for days, weeks, or even months at a time, increasing the risk profile for second home insurance. Those factors can turn a small issue into a major loss, which is one of the biggest underwriting concerns in vacation home insurance. A minor water leak can become major water damage. A break-in can go unnoticed. A storm can damage the roof and allow more damage to build up before repairs can begin. These are all the key risks addressed in a second home insurance policies. That is exactly why insurance carriers treat vacation home insurance differently from standard homeowners insurance. And that leads to the next point, which is why occupancy and vacancy matter. One of the biggest issues with vacation home insurance is occupancy versus vacancy. Insurance companies want to know how often the property is lived in, because second home insurance is heavily influenced by occupancy patterns. Vacant or lightly occupied homes generally carry more risk, which is why vacation home insurance policies often include different terms, conditions, and higher rates. The problem is, some homeowners assume they can buy a regular homeowner's policy because they don't think about the specific risks that come with vacation homes. Why? Well, if the home is unoccupied for extended periods, that can create serious problems with a vacation home insurance claim. This is where details matter for insuring a second home. The insurance will need to know, is the home seasonal? Is it occupied every weekend? Does someone check on it regularly, and who? These questions directly affect how your vacation home insurance policy is structured. Those details can affect eligibility, endorsements, and pricing in your second home insurance plan. That brings me to a mistake I see people make, which is the decision to rent out the second home. This changes the conversation. The problem here is this: a lot of people buy a vacation home for personal use, but later decide to rent it out, which introduces the need for short-term rental insurance or specialized vacation home insurance coverage. Now, the risk changes significantly in your second home insurance profile. Once you start renting that property, even occasionally, you may need a different type of vacation home insurance policy or additional endorsements, because personal use coverage and rental use coverage are not the same in a second home insurance policy. When guests stay there, your liability exposure increases, and your vacation home insurance needs to reflect that change. This is especially important for anyone using platforms like Airbnb or VRBO, where short-term rental insurance becomes critical. If you have a vacation home and you rent it, even part-time, that must be disclosed in your second home insurance policy, which leads to how does second home insurance differ from landlord and short-term rental insurance? Let's draw a clear line here, because this is where many homeowners get confused about vacation home insurance. First, let's look at second home insurance. It is designed for properties you primarily use personally, even if it is seasonal, meaning this property is strictly for your use only. The insurance risk profile assumes limited, occasional property used by you and your family alone. 2 is landlord insurance, which is different. It is designed for long-term rental properties where tenants live in the home under a lease. That type of policy focuses more on tenant-related risks, loss of rental income, and property wear and tear over time. And 3 is short-term rental insurance, which is another level. This applies to properties rented out frequently on platforms like Airbnb or VRBO. Here, the risk increases because of higher guest turnover. which create higher liability exposure and the potential of likely property damage. So here is the key takeaway. If you are using the home primarily for yourself, you should be looking to purchase second home insurance exclusively. If you have full-time tenants, you are now in need of landlord insurance. And lastly, if you are renting the property on a short-term basis, even part of the year, you will need short-term rental insurance or added endorsements to your vacation home insurance policy, if allowed. Because endorsements are not a guarantee, this distinction is critical because using the wrong policy type can create coverage gaps at claim time. Now, let me give you a real-life example. I worked a situation where a family had a vacation home mostly used during the summer, and they had a proper second home insurance policy in place. During the off-season, a pipe burst after a cold stretch, which is a common risk addressed in vacation home insurance claims. Because no one was there, the water ran much longer than it would have in a primary residence, increasing the severity of the loss under their second home insurance policy. By the time the damage was discovered, the flooring, drywall, and furniture had been affected. Exactly the type of scenario vacation home insurance is designed to handle. The good news is they had the property insured properly as a second home, with the correct vacation home insurance structure. That made a major difference in how the claim was handled under their second home insurance coverage. Now imagine that same situation with the wrong policy or missing vacation home insurance disclosures. That is where problems happen. So the lesson is simple. A vacation home needs to be insured based on how it is actually used. I know that sounds obvious, but you wouldn't believe the number of people who choose to go without the proper coverage. Now let's make this practical. Here's what you should review right now. If you own a vacation home, there are key areas of your second home insurance you should review right now. First, confirm the property is listed correctly under vacation home insurance and not as a primary residence. Second, immediately change the type insurance if the home is ever rented, which may require short-term rental insurance or adjustments to your second home insurance policy. Third, confirm you have enough dwelling coverage in your vacation home insurance to rebuild after a loss. Fourth, review personal property coverage for items inside the home under your second home insurance policy. Fifth, evaluate your liability protection within your vacation home insurance plan. And sixth, ask about endorsements for vacancy, seasonal use, water backup, wind exposure, or short-term rental insurance needs. Believe me, this is not just about having insurance. It is about having the right vacation home insurance for how the property is used. And that leads to the bigger picture, which is building a protection strategy, not just a policy. Your vacation home is more than just another property, which is why your second home insurance should be part of a broader protection strategy. It may be a family retreat, a retirement asset, or even an income-producing property, all of which impact your vacation home insurance needs. The goal is not to buy the cheapest second home insurance policy. The goal is to make sure your vacation home insurance aligns with how the property is used and the risks involved. That is where working with an independent agent like myself can help you structure the right vacation home insurance plan. Here's the bottom line. A simple review of your second home insurance today can prevent major surprises later. Now, if this content was helpful, please place a thumbs up in the comment section. This really helps with engagement and assists with pushing out this video to others. Also, word of mouth is good too. So please share this content with someone who may benefit from this topic. Then check out my video library. I have information on home, auto, business, specialty insurance, and retirement. With all this being said, please subscribe to my channel and help me get to 1,000 subscribers. But don't stop here. Check out my next video on your left for more insurance and financial tips. And as I like to say, call Jay today.